Sai Ram students, welcome to our first session of chapter 2, that is plants, structure and function. Now students, before going to this chapter, let us revise what we had learnt about plants in your 6th standard. In our surroundings, we see a lot of variety of plants. Some plants, they are tall in size, some are short in size, some grow underwater, some float on water, and some grow in the deserts also. So there is a lot of variety of plants. Then we saw about the autotrophic, heterotrophic and insectivorous plants. Now autotrophic plants, they can prepare their own food in the presence of sunlight. For example, pomegranate, periwinkle, etc. Now heterotrophic plants are those which cannot prepare their own food, and that's the reason they depend upon the other plants for food. For example, loranthus, fungus, etc. Insectivorous plants are those which consume insects. So that's the reason they are called as insectivorous plants. Now students, do you remember in the first chapter we had learnt about the insectivorous plants? I had given an example of insectivorous plant, that these plants, they are deficient in nitrogen, and that's the reason they consume insects, as they have the ability to attract the insects. Any guesses? Let me give you the example. It was Venus flytrap, pitcher plant, right? Can you recollect it? Okay. So then we saw about the main parts of the plant. Now you can see here the structure of the plant. So the main parts of the plant are flower, leaf, fruit, stem and root. So we had seen about the functions of each and every part of the plant. Now flower, it is an important means of reproduction. Also, it is the main attractive part of the plant. Leaf, it plays an important role in the production of food. And fruit, it contains one or more seeds. The root, it holds the soil firmly. And the stem, it gives support to the other parts of the plant. So, with these characteristics, the identification of the plants can be done. So now let's see what in this chapter we are going to read about. So the first part is about the root, right? So students, you might have seen that your mother, before preparing the matki bhaji or the moong bhaji, what does she do? She soaks these seeds in water and soaks it overnight. So after that, the next day she drains away the water and puts these seeds in a moist cloth. Again she keeps it for overnight. Again the next day when she removes it, you can see the sprouts come from the seed. So that is nothing but the radicle. So the part that grows from inside the seed towards the soil is called as the radicle. And what is a plumule? The part that grows above the soil is called as the plumule. So let us move to the root part. The root that forms the radicle grows into the ground. The root, it is thick near the ground, and gradually as it goes down, it becomes tapered to a pointed end. So this part of the plant growing below the soil for support is called as the root. Now, there are two main types of roots. One is a tap root, the other is the fibrous root. Now, the dicotyledonous plants, they have got tap root, and the monocotyledonous plant, they have got fibrous root. Now, some examples of tap root are mango tree, banyan tree, and examples of fibrous root are onion, grass. Now, dicotyledonous plants means there are two cotyledons in the seed, and monocotyledonous plants means there is a single, that is mono means single. So it contains a single cotyledon in their seed. Now here you can see the figure of the taproot. So you can see over here there are hair like process. So this is called as the root hair. Now here you can see near the root tip there is a small cap over here. So that is called as the root cap. And these are the secondary roots. Now this is the figure of the fibrous root. You can see it has got thread-like structure. Now let's see the roots that bear hair-like process near the root tips are called as the root hairs. Now the root tip, it is very delicate. So it is covered by a cap-like structure called the root cap. Now this root cap, it protects the root tip from the injuries. Have you ever thought, children, if this root tip, it is injured, what will happen? Any guesses? So if the root tip is injured, what will happen? Do you know? The roots, it will not be able to penetrate deep into the soil, and because of that it will get less nutrients, and as a result what will happen? The plants, it may not grow properly, and it may also happen that the plant may die. The tap root, it arises from the radicle, that is the embryonic part of the plant. Now roots of some plants, they produce secondary roots which grows obliquely and spreads wide in the soil. So this type of root is called as the tap root. The thread-like or fiber-like roots arising from the stem, they are called as the fibrous roots. Now these fibrous roots, it grows from the leaves and the stem of the plant. Now maize, sugarcane, sorghum, these have got two types of roots. Now sorghum means jawar. So in the first chapter you had seen, children, that sorghum, it is the scientific name of jawar. So can you see that the first chapter and the second chapter, they are interrelated to each other. Now some roots are underground, whereas some grow from the stem just above the soil. So this second type of root is called as the adventitious root. Now roots, they show some modifications to perform additional functions. So the examples of such modified roots are aerial roots, stilt roots, runners, breathing roots, etc. Now stilt root, it provides mechanical support. Now runners, you can take the examples of strawberry, ginger, mint, they are called as runners. And breathing roots, roots that grow upwards are called as the breathing roots. Now example I can give you it as mangrove. Now there is an activity over here. You are going to take some seeds of the plants like mustard, jowar, corn, pea and coriander. So you are going to sow these seeds in a earthen pot. So after sowing the seeds in the earthen pot, you are going to water it daily. After 8 days, you will see that the plant has started growing. Now, when this plant, it grows up to a height of 15 to 20 centimeter, you are going to uproot this plant. So, when you are going to uproot this plant, you are going to see whether the soil is moist or not. If the soil is moist, you can easily uproot the plant without harming the roots. The uprooted plant, you are going to transfer it into a beaker containing water. Now what will happen? The soil or the mud particles which are attached to the roots, it will get washed off, and then you can remove the plant, and then you can identify what type of root it has got, whether it has got tap root or whether it has got fibrous root. Now mustard, it has got a tap root. Sorghum, that is jawar, it has also got a tap root. Maize, that is corn, it has got two types of roots, fibrous root and stilt root. And pea, it has got tap root. Coriander, it has also got a tap root. There's one more activity wherein you are going to take an onion and a glass jar containing water. So you are going to place the onion towards the water. The roots which are there of the onion, that you are going to place towards the water. Now After 8 days, you will observe that thread or fiber-like structures arising from the onion. You can see in the figure the green color part over here. Right, students? I hope you will do this activity at home and find it out. Now this is about the maize stalk which you can see on the screen. Now what are the functions of the roots? Absorption and transportation of water and minerals. Anchoring and supporting the plant. Now anchoring means to hold the plant firmly in one position. Underground part of any plant are called as roots. Now the roots of carrot, beet, sweet potato, they are called as tuberous roots. Now they are called as tuberous roots because they are thick, fleshy and swollen. Here you can see a banyan tree. Now this banyan tree, it is in Kolkata. So in Kolkata, there is a botanical garden which has a 250 years old banyan tree and it covers a very large area. It is supported by thousands of prop roots. Now what are these prop roots? The prop roots are those emerging from the trunk and the branches of the tree that grows towards the soil. In the beginning, the banyan tree, it had got very less prop roots, but as the it started increase as the years passed by, the prop roots, it started increasing and it started covering a large part of the area. There's one more activity, children. Now you are going to take a plant and a glass jar. Now you are going to place this plant with the roots in the glass jar and then mark the water level on the jar. Then the next day you are going to see what has happened. So what do you think what has happened? The water level, it has little bit gone down, that is it has decreased. Like this you observe for 2-3 days. So when you observe this for 2-3 days, you will notice that the roots, it has absorbed the water and that's the reason the water level, it has become decreased. Now the next part is about the stem. Now the stem, you can see it has got nodes, internodes, the leaf and the bud. Now the shape, the size and the height of the plant, it depends upon the stem. The function of the stem is production and conduction and storage of food. Also the main part is that it gives support to the plant. So the stem, it grows above the soil from the plumule of the sprouting seed. As the sprout grows, the length of the stem increases too. There are nodes on the stem and the leaves, they come out of these nodes. So the part of the stem between the two nodes is called as the internode. The tip or the apical end of the stem is called as a bud. There are some underground So now let's recap on what we had studied today. First we saw about the radicle. The part that grows from inside the seed towards the soil is called as the radicle. And the part that grows above the soil is called as the plumule. Then we saw what is a root. The root that forms the radicle grows into the ground and the root, it is thick near the ground and then gradually it tapers to a pointed end. So this part of the plant growing below the soil for support is called as the root. Then we saw about the two types of the roots, that is the tap root and the fibrous root. The dicotyledonous plants, they have tap roots and the monocotyledonous plants, they have fibrous roots. Now dicotyledonous plants, they have two cotyledons in their seeds and monocotyledonous plants, they have a single cotyledon in their seed. After that we saw the figure of the tap root. wherein it has got the root hairs which bears the hair-like process. Then we saw the root tip which is very delicate, and that's why it is covered by a cap-like structure called as the root cap. Now the root cap, it protects the root tip from the injuries. Then we saw about the secondary roots. Now the roots of some plants, they produce secondary roots, and these secondary roots, they grow obliquely and spread wide in the soil. Now these roots, they support the plant, and this type of root is called as the tap root. Then we saw about the fibrous root. Thread-like or fiber-like roots arising from the stem are called as the fibrous root. Then we saw 2-3 activities wherein we can identify which type of root it has got, tap root or the fibrous root. Then we saw took the examples of maize, sugarcane, sorghum, which has got two types of roots, and the roots, they perform some additional functions, and for performing these additional functions they undergo some modifications such as modified roots, and the examples of these modified roots are stilt roots, runners, breathing roots, aerial roots, etc. Then we took the example of a banyan tree which is in Kolkata in the botanical garden, and it is a 250 years old banyan tree, and this banyan tree, it has got prop roots, and because of this it appears like a small forest. Then we saw about the stem. Now in the stem we saw about the nodes, internodes, and the bud. So the nodes are present on the stem. So leaves, they come out of these nodes. Then the part of the stem between the two nodes is called as the internode. And the tip or the apical end of the stem is called as a bud. So this is what we had seen today, children. So I would request you to solve the assignment, and then let's meet in the next session. Till then, goodbye.